Good morning, fifth grade. It's Tuesday. Good to see you all. Yay. We are going to be starting our Tuesday talking about, what are we talking about? I forgot.
We are talking about story elements.
Story elements. I forgot. We are trying to, I've got so much in my brain that it is like nothing's fitting in there now. So anyway, we're talking about story elements. And so we're going to get started right away. So let's begin. All right, go ahead, Mrs. Hurt.
Okay, so here you're going to find two videos that you can watch that kind of explain. And if you remember back on my black cabinet, it had that big pyramid that looks like this, and it's called a plot diagram. It's where we talked about different areas of plot. So what that means is every story has a plot. You start at the bottom of the pyramid or the mountain with the exposition. The exposition tells you who the characters are, what is the setting. It just is the beginning of the story, and it kind of sets you up for what's going to happen later in the story. Then as you rise, you have what's called the rising action. The rising action starts with a conflict, and then there's a series of events that leads up to the climax. The climax is at the very most exciting part of a story, and it's where the characters change. So they might change in attitude, they might have a change of thought process, or something in the story is going to change. And then what happens next is you start to have a falling action. Falling actions are all the events that happen before you get to the resolution. The resolution is the end of the story. The end of the story. Do you have any questions about that, Miss Landers?
No. It's all kind of, we've talked about this all year. It's called all kind of review for us. So this should be a pretty easy lesson for you all.
That's right. And kind of fun too.
Yeah.
All right. So here is another visual chart for you to look at. And it just tells you that the setting describes when and where the story takes place. The characters are like who's in the story. Like if you think back to Restart, who was in the story? We had Chase Ambrose, we had Bear, we had several other characters in the story. And then the theme of the story is what is the lesson or the message of the story. And then conflict is the problems that happen in the story, whether they be internal or external. And we talked about different kinds of internal and external problems. And we will make another video on different kinds of conflict later, but you can remember back to internal conflicts are like things that like you think, like if you're struggling with some inner like self motivation, or maybe you feel bad about yourself, something like that, that's internal. Or if it's external, it could be like the weather, it could be bullying, it could be anything that's around you that's external. Okay, so the key events are the important events that occurred during the story, and then that would be like the falling action. And then the resolution is how is the problem solved? What happens at the end of the story? Okay?
Yes.
All right, so here is an IXL practice for you. And we are not going to practice this with you because it's pretty simple. Like this one says, what is the story setting? You read the paragraph and then you pick which one of these is a setting. That's super easy. You guys got this. And then Mrs. Landers is going to tell you about the assignment for today.
Okay, so on the assignment, you can choose a book on Epic Read, or if you're reading a book at your house, you can choose that one. I want you to write down the title of your book, and then I want you to, on your paper, look at this as an example and fill out the worksheet below. So it's kind of self-explanatory. Your plot, you're going to write that down, write the word plot, and then you're going to tell me what happens in the story. And you're going to tell me about the characters. You're going to name the characters, the main characters, and you're going to describe them a little bit. Like maybe they have like blonde hair, or, you know, tall or lanky. Use some words there.
Character traits.
Yes. And then you're going, oh, here's the title. I didn't see that. The title and the author is right there. So you're going to make sure you put those headings, and then so that when I look at it, I'll know, okay, here's the characters, and you're going to describe those. And then you're going to have another subheading that says the story, and then put title and author. Okay. Setting, where was it and when was it? So make sure you're answering those. And then here's the problem, describe what the problem is in the story, and of course at the end what the resolution is. And if you have any questions on that, you can email me and take a picture of that. And we also have our journal writing next, and you're going to write one paragraph about your day. I want you today to write me, tell me how you're feeling. Like today, I'll just be really honest. I'm not having the best day. I think I just need to go out and take a walk and look at nature and hear the birds chirp. I was going to even try to go outside this morning and sit while we did our videoing, but it's a little chilly out there. So, but tell me, how you're feeling today. What thoughts are you thinking about today? Are there some concerns? Like I'm thinking, when will I ever get to go and have a Sonic Coke again? I mean, I miss it. So just tell me some things like that. And then write one paragraph about what's going on today, maybe in the world. Tell me some things that are happening. Make sure that you are dating your journal pages so that, like I said, you can go back and you can read this at some point. And I would put them, if you have loose leaf paper, I would make sure that I keep those together. But if you have a spiral notebook, that would even be more advantageous to you all to do, because it'll be all self-contained right there. But anyway, I can't wait to hear about your day. I hope your day you've been happier than me, and I hope that I cheer up after my walk. I'll let you know.
Yes, I'm going for a walk today too. It always makes me feel better just to get some vitamin D and some sunshine, some fresh air.
Right.
And just to not be stuck in my house. I felt like yesterday I was stuck in the house because it rained a lot. So I'm just ready to get outside today.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys tomorrow.
See you later.
Bye.